Wingy Boxing, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here with the big man, John Fury. Big John Fury, how you feeling?
I'm very well, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah, walking around looking at you, you've got a big smile on your face, you're happy, feels good to see you.
I'm just happy to be in this environment again. It's been a long time, and after thinking we was never going to see this kind of activity again, I just can't stop smiling, and I'm happy.
What's the initial thoughts in your head on seeing your son get up on those scales? And from where he was physically, it's awesome, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
Well, what I've got to explain to people, I know to the onlookers, he might not look in tip-top shape, but the work's been done here and he's at the level we want him to be at, because it's going to be a long process getting him right back to his fighting weight, or we just want to ease him back steady. But to where he was at 28 stone to 19 and a half stone, you can tell the tremendous effort that's gone in, and he's fit and strong and he's able, and he can do his job properly. I'm happy because he's right where we want him to be. The scales over there today was a little bit heavy, because we know he's around about 19.6, 19.7, and the preparation's gone great, no excuses, we're happy. I just wanted to get some rounds, look good, showcase his skills, and make everybody happy as I am.
There's probably few people, if any, who would know the mind state, obviously, of your son better than you. Where's his mind at right now?
His mind is in fight mode now. He's up there resting now. He's just listening to some music with his headphones, and he just wants to get on with it. I've seen him here before. I've seen him in fight mode before. He's right back to where he was before now. He's just waiting for tomorrow, get in and get the job done. He's excited himself, says it himself.
What do you think having Ben in the corner is going to do for him?
Well, Ben's a breath of fresh air. He's done very, very well. They get on together, and they bounce off each other. And I think Ben can do great things with him. And I'm pleased with him so far. Yeah, more than happy.
More than happy, yeah.
They'll make a good team. And this is only the beginning of a great relationship, I think.
Because that's the outsider's view. We're sort of thinking, how's this? It's a new sort of situation for Tyson, and we think, how's it going to play out? Is he going to need sort of certain discipline from the past? That's what a lot of people are thinking. But you saying it's going to be a breath of fresh air for him?
Well, listen. You've heard us saying a fast horse is easily trained. Tyson's a very, very fast horse, and at the end of the day, he's experienced himself. He knows a lot in his own vocabulary what he needs to do himself. We do, you know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, I've been with him since he's been a kid. I know I had a layoff, a 5-year layoff, but I know my son, and you know what? I was with him throughout the camp for the world title fight. I know what has to be done, and so does he. But Ben just keeps him grounded.
Right, okay.
Get on with it, let's get on with it, let's do it, let's this, that, and you're keeping him on his toes. I like what he's doing, Ben.
And that's what you'd say to sort of smooth over those fears that fans may have, that Ben is actually keeping him fresh and excited. And
listen, I have no fear about Ben. Ben's a very good trainer. I see Ben in 3 or 4 years' time in one of the top trainers in the world. Because let's be honest with you, if you're not talented and you're not a born gifted fighter, you can have the best trainer in the world. It can only do so much for you. Tyson is an exceedingly talented heavyweight boxer, probably the only one around in this generation who can move and box like he does.
Like that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all Ben can do is just keep polishing the tools he's got and make sure they shine all the time, and that's what he's here to do.
Do you still remember Tyson, obviously, like when he sort of first got into boxing and when you first sort of got him into the sport? The name, how did you come about that process for his name? I can't remember seeing anyone ask that.
Well, in the 80s, I was some kind of a part-time boxer myself. I never boxed that much. I had a few professional, I think it was 13 or 14.
What was you like as a boxer?
I was all right. I won more than I lost. I think I won 8 and drew 1 and lost 3 or something, but boxed some good people. But at the time when I was boxing, Mike Tyson, he was the dogs of boxing, the Dom Perignon, a young guy, 20, 21, smashing everybody in smithereens. Used to get up every morning, 3, 4 o'clock, with me coffee, never missed a fight. And luckily for me, Tyson was to be born when Mike Tyson was at his best.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? He struggled to get into the world, Tyson. We didn't think he was going to make it. As a baby, we got told that. And I thought, if he makes it, he's worthy of a good name. And what name can I call him? I didn't have to think too hard. I thought his name's going to be Tyson after the greatest heavyweight
my favourite at that time.
Yeah, he was the best ever, Yeah. And I like Mike Tyson. I know he's had a raw deal. He was badly guided. He was badly handled. He was He was abused really by people around him. And he was a lone kid. And when Custamato died, right at the beginning,
sent him off. Yeah.
Wrong people got hold of him. They didn't care about him, he just money, pound signs was interested in, and they let him go all over the place, and I can relate to him and always have done. I've got a lot of respect for Mike Tyson.
I think because your son's been out of the ring for a while, some people may forget his sort of style, and obviously what he did against Vladimir Klitschko, in my eyes, people who follow my stuff know, it knocked me for 6. Like the way he moved, the way he couldn't touch him, the way he was slipping. This is Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah.
Where did that style originate from? Because it's unique, isn't it?
To be honest with you, it's not what we trained for in the camp. It was somewhat similar, but Tyson, when he gets in there, we was only discussing it earlier. You don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
Like picking this guy up at a weigh-in today. I'm 50 odd years old, never seen it. So I phoned an uncle who's 80. I said, have you ever seen that before? A guy getting picked up. He said, no. I said, that'll do for me. So you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
In Dusseldorf, he done something totally different to what we thought he was going to do. But he can pull it off because he's the most intelligent, charismatic fighter you'll ever see. He can just switch on like that and do bizarre stuff, brilliant stuff, and that's what makes him what he is. That's what makes him box office, because you don't know what he's going to do. And like you say, in this fight, we don't know what he's going to do. We know what we train for, we know what we want, but whether we're going to get it or not is another thing.
Yeah.
We've just got to see on the night.
It's one of those weird ones, isn't it? Because people obviously are not. I mean, some people can understand the opponent. Some people say he needs a tougher opponent, but coming off of a comeback, I think Seferi is an acceptable opponent coming off of the layoff to see where he's at. What do you say when people say, okay, he's small, he's a cruiserweight? What do you say to those people? And do you think they're fair criticisms?
It depends who's criticising, doesn't it?
Right, okay.
Obviously, people who know boxing know that he's very acceptable as an opponent. But to the onlooker who goes to work every day, knows nothing about boxing and probably a football avid supporter, and this, that, and the other, they tune. They thought, oh no, 2 different weight difference, too big. Size means nothing. It's a weight what counts. Let Nigel Benn smack you on the jaw and see if he's still stood up.
That's a very good point.
I don't care if you're 18 stone. Let Nigel smack you on the chin, you'd be knocked out. And Nigel ain't an heavyweight, is he? If you can punch, you can punch. This man's 15 stone odd in weight. He's got the quick. He's quick. He's in excellent condition, as you can see. And the board just won't pass people today. They want him in the country. If they don't think they're capable to be in a fight what he's in, he wouldn't be here, because the British Boxing Board of Control won't pass him. He's more than capable, let me tell you. More than capable.
Okay, Dillian Whyte, Joseph Parker, recently just been made. What are your thoughts on that fight from
I expected that to happen.
Okay.
I expected it. It's not a shock to me. I think Dillian Whyte will win the fight because I'm judging on Parker's last 2 performances. They were shockers, to be honest and truthful. And my nephew did beat him, by the way. They can say what they want. He got outpointed, and it was absolute stinker again. AJ, but listen, it's all good business sense for them. They know what they're doing. They're earning money. It's a great fight. But I see Dillian Whyte being the man, the winner in that one.
Yeah. Are you happy with the plan that Frank has suggested, and I think you guys have sort of gone with, for your son, of maybe sort of 3 or so fights until he gets to the big fights, or would you like those big fights sort of next, or do you want to see him just sort of ease into it?
Listen, I totally trust in Frank Warren. Right. He's an Hall of Fame promoter. He knows exactly what he's doing. Many, many years in the game. If he don't know what to do with his fighter now, it's a poor lookout. And at the end of the day, we know what we're doing, and he knows even more. Trust him. Frank will do a good job, safely, and the way it should be done. And the public will enjoy what's going to unfold. Frank's an excellent choice.
What's your opinion on the situation with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, sort of back and forth? I mean, as a boxing fan, you must have some kind of, obviously got interest in that, and for your son, what's your opinion on that?
Can you just rephrase that, please? I missed that because your mate's just come.
Oh, right,
he makes me laughing.
How come you doing interviews with him anyway?
Because he's with you.
Is that what you don't do? This
Yeah.
is my rival.
Come on.
Please don't say that, for the love of Mary.
That's a joke.
Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right. That's all right. Yes, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. What do you think of the whole negotiations, and when the fight finally happens? How do you see that going?
Listen, the amount of money what's supposed to be on the table, allegedly on the table, how can you turn it down? And let's put it this way: to be at the top of your game, you got to conquer America, haven't you? You got to go there to the States. That's where they all go. Tom Jones went from here. All the singers went from here.
I was expecting you to say Tom Jones.
Everybody went and conquered America.
Yeah.
You know, they all went there. You know, and they're a level above here with whatever they do, and it's always been that way. And it's only a small place. America's a vast place, and if you can conquer America, you can say you've made it. My son went there, and he beat Steve Cunningham in Madison Square Garden. So why not AJ in America, especially with that amount of money? How can you say no? But listen, Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn, they're very good businessmen. They'll know exactly what they're doing, just like Frank Warren will. You know, and they know what's best for them, and they know what's best for AJ. But you know, it's a lot of money, but there's a lot of money here in Britain as well, with Tyson and him somewhere down the road. A lot of money.
Have you got a pick in that fight, or does it depend on? Have you got to pick a winner in Joshua versus Wilder if those two were to face each other?
Will it ever happen?
Well, that's the question I've been asking.
I think it could happen. It would have happened.
Wait. Shall we
If it happens.
If it gets there first, yeah.
Now, I'd have to say Wilder, from what I'm seeing. On his last performance, he's improving. But Deontay Wilder, he's got this freakish power. He's an awkward man. You don't know where the shots are coming from. And if he catches you, your lights are out, and that's it. You know, but you know what? It's boxing. It's heavyweight boxing. If AJ hits him, he won't get up for a week. You know, Ortiz was awkward. Ortiz nearly beat him. He come back to stop Ortiz. I know Ortiz is an old man, you know, but he was the best possible opponent Wilder could face, and he took him on and beat him, and nobody else wanted to. So fair credit to Deontay Wilder.
In the past, when I've seen you in videos, you've often sort of mentioned that your son and your people get sort of stigmatised because of obviously your background and your heritage. Do you still sort of feel that way? Because you haven't sort of mentioned that sort of thing in a while, or do you think? I guess what I'm saying is there a little bit more sympathy towards Tyson because people have seen him overcome mental health and get himself back into physical condition? Do you think they're warming towards him now as opposed to being prejudiced in the past when they were?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people, like we say, if the ignorance is a bad thing, you know, if you're an ignorant man and woman and you don't know worldly stuff, you will think like that. But always remember this, there's good and bad in everybody. You know, what some travelling people do, it doesn't say the others do it. You know, my son and my family, I've been in trouble. I've been a bad boy, paid me dues to society. I'm not hiding nothing, but my kids haven't got a parking ticket.
Yeah.
You know, so why stigmatise them and tar them with the same brush as everybody else? You know, and that's all I say. Everybody deserves a chance. Take them for what they are. Take people as you find them. Treat them like you like to be treated yourself, and you'll never go wrong. You know, but like I say, probably they're in the right to think like that, because there is some bad people amongst travellers, also other cultures and societies, not just them. But you know, I'm dealing with my own family.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, and I've always dealt with my own family. I don't get involved in anybody else's business. You can only say to them, don't do this, don't do that, and advise them. If they don't want to do it, that's up to them. But the main thing is, as a father, concentrate on your own job, captain your own ship, and that's hard work. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I've
got 2 kids.
It's hard work, as you well know.
I could respect that.
Yeah.
And can I just quickly get your opinions on the Billy Joe Saunders Martin Murray pullout? What were your thoughts when you first heard Billy Joe Saunders pull out of that fight? Because he got a bit of criticism for it, didn't he? People saying hamstring or not. Or... Again,
people don't know, do they? Yeah. They don't see the inside story. If he's injured, he's injured. And you're not going to go in there half-cocked to please public, are you? He's got a lot to lose, Billy Joe. He's at the top of his game. He's got to be right. And if he's injured, you know, I've had injuries that's lasted a year, you know, in the past. These things do happen. I can sympathise with Murray. You know, it's terrible for him, but we've suffered the same kind of things. We've been let down by David A twice, thousands and thousands of pounds, which we never had the time to afford when we didn't get it back. And I can feel for him, he needs to make money. But I just think that somebody should give him an interim fight or somewhat just to tide him over for his troubles. That's what I would do as a gentlemanly thing to do. I'd make sure he had work, he hasn't wasted his camp, and I think they could sort that out if they wanted to. But in Billy Joe's case, he's just the man who's doing the boxing. That's just up to the people in the background. But Billy, he's got to get it right. I wouldn't let him box if he was my son. If he's injured, he's injured. You know what I'm saying? And Billy, I know him, he's a game fella. He would fight anybody half-cocked, but there's people around him like Frank Warren, who's a very, very shrewd operator, what'll say, no, Bill, we need it right. And that's what it is. Wait to see the best of somebody. Don't rush a pie. It'll never taste right.
I always had sort of like a running sort of joke with people who follow my little online community that when Billy Joe first come onto the scene, I said if I ever had the money, I'd sign him. That was before. And now, when you see the Lemieux performance, it's sort of come to fruition what I was sort of saying back then. And
Lemieux was a brilliant, yes. I knew then, Billy Joe Saunders on that form, he can beat any middleweight in the world. You know, even Triple G. You know, the man's 36, 37, he can't go on forever. Billy has the speed and movement, he's got the boxing brain, he's intelligent like Tyson, and I'm telling you, they're hard people to beat. You know what, Billy, he knows himself. He's got to be right, he's got to put the work in, get the bit between his teeth and get on and do it. You know, but the right fights will come for Billy. He's 28, you know, he's in no rush, there's no fire anywhere.
And finally, what's it like being the dad of Tyson Fury? Big sigh. That's a loaded one, isn't it? You like that one?
Yeah, you know what, I'm so proud of my son. You know, I love him to death. You know, he's put the Furies on the map. You know what I'm saying? We was nobody until my son come along, and he has won every professional title he is to win. He done most of the things in the amateurs. The only thing he didn't get is the Olympic gold because whatever happened, he didn't get to go. But all I can say is, in every father and son relationship, there's ups and downs. You know, there's tears of joy, there's sadness, and there's the highest highs in the world. And boxing is, unfortunately, the highest high in the world and the lowest low in the world. You know, but you know what? We're fighting people. We're used to this. You know, and we can overcome any hurdle if we do it together as a family. He's got his brothers, he's got everybody around him, you know, and I've never left his side, you know, since I've been released from prison. I've always been there with him, you know, and he's done me proud. So proud. Unbelievable proud. You know, I said to him, even when he was in retirement, when he's going through all this, I said, listen, Tyson, you have done more than enough for me.
Yeah.
If you never box again,
you're happy.
I'm happy with what your achievements and what you've done as a father, because not everybody can be in my position and sit here and say my son is the lineal heavyweight champion of the world and beat a 12-year reigning champion or was going to be a Hall of Famer, and my son did it in Germany when nobody else has. You think back, nobody's ever been to a man's backyard in the lion's den and done what he did. Whether you liked to hear it or not, it happened. You can't sweep it under the carpet. And now this for me is just, you know what, it's just a bit of icing on the cake to showcase what he can do and go further, much further than people expect him to do, and he will do. But to be proud, words can't express how I feel. Love him to death.
And on that note, John Fury, thank you for speaking to Wingy Boxing, IFL TV.
Thank you. Big up IFL TV, yeah. Big up to Monero's as well, the barbers in Eel Green. Get there. She does well. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.